Hello, builders and fans. Thank you so much for all of the support that you have given to Outside of the Box over the past year plus. It is greatly appreciated, and I'm glad that you understand what I'm trying to do in the community just by growing it and putting some spotlight, on some folks who might not otherwise get it, and of course, some folks who would. But I've tried to evolve this show as much as I can over time to kind of meet people where they want to see stuff, and grow some different kind of content. And I've realized over time that while my content kind of fits under this outside of the box umbrella, it is a little bit easier to digest when we have, certain types of segments and it's broken out in a way that, like, if you're watching this, this is what you're going to get. And so everything that I'm doing will still remain under the outside of the box umbrella. But what I'm doing moving forward is kind of breaking different types of content down into specific segments so that when you watch a video, you know exactly what it is that you can expect to see. And it also provides a little bit more targeted content with some things that I am excited about and really want to bring to the table. So with that being said, just to kind of break out what you will see on this channel moving forward, one of those things, of course, is something that has existed for a while now, is my BattleBots breakdown with Ashley. So that will obviously continue. So every episode or two of BattleBots, and also adding in NHRL breakdown. So after every event, I'm going to start breaking down the NHRL with Ashley as well. So for those that really enjoy that, as I do, because Ashley is one of my bot besties, and I'm so excited to get to do that segment with her. We just have a lot of fun. So that is going to be that segment moving forward into the future. The next segment is going to be basically my normal interview segment with interviewing an individual or a team. However, that specifically for the interviews is going to be called Bot Buddies. And the reason why I, kind of see it that way is that when I first started out in this, I didn't know anybody. And so I would just talk to someone and do an interview, and it wasn't like it is today. I feel like I've made so many friends in the combat robotics community that when I'm doing a lot of these interviews, realistically, I'm just talking to a friend and having a conversation about the thing that we both love. So I feel like, that really is, it's just two buddies chatting. And, I think that to frame it in that way kind of lets people know this really is what you can expect to see from these interviews. And then kind of going along with that, I have my robot roundtable. Those will obviously be a little bit less common because, as you can imagine, it is very challenging to get 4 to 6 or 7 people to kind of get all their schedules lined up and do a roundtable. I'm very fortunate that we've been able to do that in the ones that I've done so far pretty easily, but I do recognize that as a bit of a challenge. So you may not see those as frequently, but as I come up with topics or things that people want to do, we're obviously going to do more of those moving forward. Then a couple of new-ish things. So we're going to have STEM Spotlight, which STEM Spotlight are the interviews that are more just STEM focused and not necessarily combat robotics focused. So some good examples of that would be the G-Force team down in North Carolina, who I would love to have back on the show again, and people working in STEM and doing these projects to really generate more interest in STEM, like my interview with Carrie Byron. So all of that, moving forward can fall under that STEM Spotlight type of episode. And we also have a how to help type of thing that I want to start doing, where I bring a builder on and talk through a specific process of building, and kind of some tips and tricks of how to do that, which I think would be very helpful to new builders like myself. So you may see some of that kind of filtering into the channel. And then, lastly, my somewhat self-indulgent project, which is Talkin' Nerdy, and that's just chatting with people that aren't necessarily in the STEM or robotic space, but doing cool things, like within the video game, D&D, those types of spaces, to just kind of hear what's going on there. Because as I've mentioned, I think we all have some outside interest, and it's just a fun thing, to get to do, to talk to some other folks. So that's kind of my lineup of shows that you can expect to see. Now, with that being said, I really, want to hear more feedback. If there's stuff that you want to see on this show, if there's people you want to see me interview, roundtables you want to see me do, any of that, or if you're a builder and you want to come on the show and talk about the cool stuff that you're doing in robotics, please let me know, because I would love to highlight as many folks as possible on this show, and let people know what you're doing, because the more people that see that, maybe they connect with you and they find themselves being interested in this themselves. I know a number of folks that had never seen combat robotics before, and have gotten to see it recently, and just are falling in love with it the same way that I did, and some same way that so many of us did. So just keep following the channel. I really want that feedback. I hope that you like the format and the content, and I just want to keep it going and keep it growing. And look forward to some really awesome episodes upcoming. So we'll see everyone next time.